I am the one that revolutionized the beauty industry. I started this category, eyebrows. In 1994, Vogue magazine wrote a 2-page story on the best kept secret in Hollywood, which is Anastasia eyebrow shaping technique.
You were getting a lot of those models before they were even supermodels coming in to see you.
Cindy Crawford, Michelle Pfeiffer, Naomi Campbell. I'm so thankful that they validated my work. They keep coming back. That kept me going every day. I was ready to give up. Business is difficult. I didn't have the money. I don't know English.
You talk about in your book that overnight success isn't really a thing, but anybody can be successful.
You just have to start somewhere. And along the way, you will learn. I could hear my art teacher saying, if you draw a portrait and you want to change an emotion, you change eyebrows. Eyebrow is the most important feature on our face that brings balance and proportion.
Do you feel like you have reached the top of the mountain?
No, I'm still climbing. I'm a Capricorn. I still want to do even better, to learn more, to do great things in life.
Aside from eyebrows, which we are covering in this episode, I truly think that hair is the other thing that really has the biggest impact on not only our appearance, but also how we feel. So for me, I did a lot of overprocessing just to keep my color fresh, and my hair was kind of constantly in a state of almost there, but not quite. You might remember back to last winter and last spring, which I talked about recently in a TikTok video where my hair was so short in the front and then long in the back, and everybody was telling me to cut a bob. I refused. Instead, I got Bellamy extensions, and you would never know that I have them. My hair looks so healthy, and it's actually getting so much healthier despite having extensions in. So I love the quality. I love the options that Bellamy has. They have the most extensive range of colors that I have seen. My extension specialist and I actually mixed 2 colors to get that really natural kind of buttery beigey blonde that I love. They are 100% Remy human hair, ethically sourced from the cuticle, giving you the longest, most consistent strands. They totally hold up to repeated washing and styling and can even last up to a year. So I have the Root Replica technology tape-ins. They blend in so naturally. Like I said, they're completely undetectable. And right now you can head over to bellamyhair.com and use the code WELL for 25% off your first clip-in order. And then you can also check out their salon locator to book a free consultation with a Bellamy certified stylist to see what Bellamy hair solution is right for you.
Thank you so much for having me today.
I'm so honored to have you here. I was just telling you that I've been immersed in your book for the last day, and it's absolutely incredible. You have the most inspiring story, which we'll get into a little bit today. As I was reading, I was really struck by your story about watching Oprah when you first came to the United States and you didn't really speak English, and she was kind of the pinnacle for you, right? And since you have done her brows, you've become friends, right? What is that like for you?
Like dreaming, like a dream came true. And watching The Color Purple, the movie in Romania, I couldn't even understand a word of English, but was the emotion in the movies. And she looked totally different in Color Purple. But when I came here, I was scrolling through channels, and her show, there were many other TV shows, but her show, for some reason, kind of caught my attention, and I started watching that. When I started writing the book, I realized why I started watching that, because it was her voice that was so familiar to me. And I watched her show, and my husband used to say, I don't understand why you want to watch this. You don't understand anything. And as a joke, I used to tell him, well, I need to learn how she asks questions. And when I'm going to be on her show, I will know exactly how to answer. See?
Incredible.
Yeah.
You manifested that.
I manifested.
Do you feel like you have reached the top of the mountain?
No, I'm still climbing, I have to say. I'm still climbing. I'm a Capricorn. I still climbing. I still want to do even better and better, to learn more, to do great things in life.
Something amazing about your brand, and we'll go back to how it came to fruition and your backstory a little bit, but you've managed to stay super relevant, not just relevant, super relevant, top of your game for so long in an industry that it's so incredibly saturated now. How do you think that has come to be?
Well, first of all, I think I'm authentic. Number one, I am the one that kind of revolutionized the beauty industry. I started this category, eyebrows. I created the products, millions and millions of eyebrows, and I created products based on the need of the client. It's one thing to create products in a lab or in an office, and it's another thing to work with people every day and see exactly what they need, what they want, what works, what doesn't work, what color will in combination with the oil of the skin and the temperature or the climate that you live, or your skin oily or normal or dry, the color changes for the eyebrows. It's not like an eyeshadow. When you create an eyeshadow, it's okay. It could be with little warmer color or cooler tones. But eyebrow needs to really be perfect to match the hair and taking all those elements in consideration. I think that is, I think the customer are looking for people that are experts in the field. And I think I mastered my craft doing this for so many years, for 30 years. And I think the customers is looking to that.
And you talk about your customer and your book client being your boss.
Yes, they are.
Yeah.
They are. I work for them.
Yeah. I mean, you have to have that humility, I think, to be successful.
Of course.
Yeah. I was very stressed about my brows before that.
You're not the only one. Trust me. I feel like I'm eyebrow police.
I hadn't gotten my brows done in so long. I was like, oh no.
Every time when I have a meeting with somebody, they definitely are stressed about their eyebrows.
Yeah. Well, we'll talk about the brows specifically and your approach, but I do want to rewind a little bit for context. And I recommend that everybody listening to this get the book, because it really is such an inspiring story of resilience and grit. And I think that, a lot of people are kind of lacking that today.
I think they don't have direction. Maybe they need to, I think reading my book will help them to understand that nobody has our nobody. Maybe they are people, but I didn't have a master plan. I didn't have the money. I didn't have so many things that people think, oh, I cannot start a business because I don't know English. I don't have the money. I don't know exactly what I am passionate about. You just have to start somewhere. And along the way, you will learn. You could go to work in a company that, let's say you are a beauty enthusiast and you want to create something. Go and work in a company that you learn in every department, and then you will decide, okay, do I really want to create a product line, or is it a little too complicated? Because when you work in a company, you understand how difficult it is. But if you are willing to take the risk, you should do that.
Yeah, and you talk about in your book that overnight success isn't really a thing, but anybody can be successful.
Absolutely. I personally don't believe in overnight success. Everybody works at least 10 years, and when everybody starts finding out about it.
Yeah, I mean, it's a little bit different now with social media, where I feel like that landscape has changed a bit. And I've been doing social media since 2016. For me, it's been a very slow burn. It's been very natural and organic. I've been doing this since 2019, and I love it that way because I feel like I really know my audience. I really know my community. I've been able to be really intentional about what I'm doing and where I go next. But you do see people who actually do blow up overnight due to social media. And I just think that would create such untenable pressure. I don't know what I would do with it.
Definitely, it's a pressure. And yes, you could be overnight exposed and everybody will know about, but what you take advantage of that, how you scale that, how you monetize that.
You came up in a different time. So you came here from Romania. You weren't speaking English, and you were going door to door, and you found a job at a salon on Melrose Place, right? Which, I mean, still relevant, but back in the day, this was in the 90s. That was the ultimate.
The ultimate. There were not too many. I think there were 7 salons in Los Angeles, believe it or not. Yeah, so not too much competition, and it was a great experience for me. I learned so much, and I bought a disposable camera, and I started taking picture for my family, and I realized that I look surprised in the picture, and all of a sudden I could hear my art teacher saying, well, if you want to draw a portrait and you want to change an emotion, you change eyebrows. So I realized that my esthetician in Romania tweezed, pencil thin my eyebrows. So they were round and thin because the 80s, this is how the fashion was. So it was my shape, my eyebrow shape, that made me look surprised. So I remember the golden ratio, the Leonardo da Vinci theory that he implemented in all his work. I started going to the library and I wanted to find the formula how to shape my eyebrow just to create the perfect balance and proportion. Because eyebrow is the most important feature on our face that brings balance and proportion. It's a harmony that the human eye is encoded to recognize. So the landlord thought that we cannot charge for eyebrow because it wasn't a service. And I decided to rent a room and start doing facial, body waxing, but eyebrows, to focus on eyebrows.
When did you feel like people were starting to really catch on? Like, was there a moment where you did a celebrity's eyebrows? You talk in your book about Cindy Crawford coming in, and then you were getting a lot of those models before they were even supermodels, and everybody was coming in to see you. But was there like a particular moment where you thought, okay, this is really something?
I think in 1994, when Marina Rust wrote 2 pages, like a little story on Vogue magazine about the best kept secret in Hollywood, which is Anastasia eyebrow shaping technique.
Oh yeah, your Oscar moment.
My Oscar moment. And I think after that, everybody, press, TV, kind of start paying attention, because in the 90s, everybody was reading magazines. Vogue, Bazaar, Elle magazine, Allure magazine Allure actually was the only magazine in the 92. They started all about beauty. No any other magazine in Vogue and all the others, they started probably like after Allure launch, inserting beauty in their magazine.
Wow.
Before was only fashion.
Oh my gosh, that's
Yes.
incredible.
Yes.
I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm.
Who was your favorite celebrity at the time, if you can say? Was there somebody or was there a transformation that really stuck out for you?
I think to me, Cindy Crawford was the most incredible, beautiful lady. Michelle Pfeiffer was amazing. Faye Dunaway. I thought that Naomi Campbell, Stephanie Seymour, I thought that everybody was my favorite. I was so thankful, and to this day, I'm so thankful that they validated my work, and not only that, but they keep coming back. And that kind of kept me going every day. Because when you have the validation that your work is incredible, you then have the confidence to keep going. Because I had so many nights when I would go home and I was ready to give up. Because it's difficult. Business is difficult. And just my clients, my celebrity clients, my everyday clients, that every 3 weeks they will come to get their eyebrows done.
Mm-hmm. Is that what you recommend?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. Taking notes.
Yes.
I am so excited to share that this podcast is sponsored by The Real Real. It is the best place to shop and sell authenticated luxury bags, clothing, watches, and so much more. This is huge for me right now because as I get ready to move into my new house, I am doing a major closet edit. And I think a lot of people think when they need more closet space, they need to stop shopping. This is not the case. You might need to start selling. That is what I am realizing. I am making room for new pieces that actually feel like me in this next phase of my life. And I also love scouring The Real Real for new pieces because they get 10,000 new items every day. They have so much from all of my favorite designers. They do their daily drops at 10 a.m. and 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So definitely go when they are getting those drops because you will get the best pieces. And with up to 90% off retail, you can finally have the pieces you've been dreaming of from brands like Gucci, Fendi, Prada. And unlike other resale sites, everything that The Real Real sells is authenticated in person by luxury and fashion experts. The Real is the world's largest and most trusted resource for authenticated luxury resale. With thousands of new arrivals daily, no one does resale like The Real. And this month, you can get an extra $100 site credit when you sell for the first time. Go to therealreal.com/well to get your extra $100. Again, it's therealreal.com/well. If anybody listening followed me back when I first started my Instagram around 2016, then you probably remember that I was fully addicted to my iced cashew milk lattes. There was truly nothing that I looked forward to throughout my day more than those. I am constantly on the go. I'm very active, and I loved those lattes more than anything, but they didn't necessarily love me back. And I know that so many women, especially who listen to my show, have this issue. Coffee just tends to be way too harsh on our bodies. It can spike our cortisol. We experience a crash, and we just end up feeling worse than when we started. So if this is you, then it's probably heartbreaking for you as well, because you loved that energy that you got from coffee and also loved the flavor. For me, this is where Everyday Dose comes in. Everyday Dose is coffee basically plus benefits. So they combine high quality coffee with powerful ingredients like lion's mane and chaga, collagen protein, and nootropics to fuel your brain, boost your focus, give you a clean, sustained energy all day long versus that short spike in energy. It tastes just like coffee without the downside, so you don't get that crash. You don't get those jitters, just clean, sustained energy. And right now you can get 45% off your first subscription order of 30 servings of coffee plus. You'll also receive a starter kit with over $100 in free gifts by going to everydaydose.com/well or entering well at checkout. That's everydaydose.com/well for 45% off your first order. Everyday Dose is also available at your local Target. That's amazing. I want to talk about persevering through the no's, which you also talk about in your book. But I know that this is where a lot of people get stuck. You know, there are roadblocks and closed doors left and right, and it can be incredibly frustrating, and it's hard to push through those. So how did you do that?
Well, I think I lived in Romania for 30 years. It was a communist regime. It was a very difficult time of surviving. You had every day to find ways to survive. You couldn't take no as an answer because it was no way. So you kind of become, you build this strength that you will always have to find a way to succeed or to find what you need. So when I came here and everybody was, no, you can't have a credit card. No, you can rent the space because Eyebrow is not a service that you could pay rent in Beverly Hills. I wanted to find out why was the no and kind of use all my ammunition to get a yes. And I didn't give up, even if I use an emotional approach, or I will use, hey, look, I have a book here with how many celebrity I work. Look how many articles in magazines I have. If still didn't work, I will use, I'm sure your parents or grandparents were immigrants in this country and somebody gave them a chance. Give me a chance as well. So I will try to use anything possible, anything that I could make that person to say yes.
Something so powerful that really struck me in the book was when you talked about when you've experienced mortal fear. I think that's how you phrased it. Then the fear of a no, the fear of losing money in business, you know, all of these things that we ruminate on that in the grand scheme of things, okay, they're important, but not compared to the things, to your point, of what you had seen and been through in all those years in Romania. And I think that that's such an incredible perspective to have. And it really struck me because when I was reading last night, I'm thinking about all the things that I have to do today and my schedule and this and that. And then I have to go here tonight and, this work that I have to get done by Friday. Yes. And what if this doesn't work out?
Instead of you thinking, I am so lucky that I could do this. And tonight I will be even more lucky that I could do the other one. We have a tendency of looking at the half empty glass instead of half full glass. And it's easy to go to that road. But I think for me and even for the audience out there, just reading the book, I think they could they could envision, hey, we have a great life here in America. This is the best country on the planet to achieve your greatest dreams. And you should count your blessing. Stop surrounding yourself with negative people and try to be positive every single day, every single moment. Because are you healthy? Yes. Are you willing to work and to do the greatest thing? Yes. So what do we have to complain? Like, you are afraid that you will not succeed? It's okay. You could start, you could learn, but just start doing something. It's very rewarding, I think.
Yeah, no, it really shifted my attitude
so
and got me out of that space. And you also talked about having
When you-
experienced the darkness, you
Yes,
can appreciate the light.
Yes.
And that really
Yeah.
resonated with me
Yes.
because I've been through a lot of darkness. I got sober 11 and a half years ago,
Congratulations.
but I nearly died
Wow.
from that addiction and alcoholism. And I'm so grateful for that because it really did most of the time. Sometimes
Yes.
I find myself in the funks that I was
Of
in,
course.
in that mindset. But most of the time I have that gratitude of I got a second chance and I'm not going to waste it.
That's the way to do it. That's the way is the most important thing in life. To be able, I mean, for you, 11 years to do this, it shows how much strength you have. You start believing in yourself that you could do whatever you want.
So when did you start incorporating product into your business?
When I opened my salon, I used to mix some eyeshadow and aloe vera and Vaseline to create this pomade to create the perfect eyebrow shape because clients had over tweezed eyebrows. And the client will come back and they will say, well, my eyebrow looks great when I leave your place, but after I take a shower, it's still missing some areas. So we need that product. So I went to Cosmopro in Italy, in Bologna, and I created a product line. So every product that I created was based on the need of my client. Every type of skin, every type of eyebrow shape, eyebrow hair, everybody that had a different skin, dry or oily or combination. And so I will custom for that group of clients, all my products.
Yeah. And I mean, you've not only iterated so much and stayed relevant, like I said, but you've also really dominated other categories. Like I remember the contouring.
Well, because
I didn't even know about contouring until your product.
I know. What it happened, I thought that was so brilliant and in science with beauty. The golden ratio, shaping eyebrows, using the golden ratio creates a harmony. But contouring, because I took everything from art school. When you start on a piece of paper, you start using to draw a portrait, a face, you use the dark and light of the paper to create cheekbones, lips, nose, eyes. So I thought that makeup is exactly the same. So contouring is one of the most important part as well in creating an illusion of perfect balance and proportion with makeup. So yes, my daughter created the kit, and because of Instagram, she was the genius on getting our brand, the first beauty brand on Instagram in 2012, and we were able to show to the customer, the people that will watch. So it was incredible. I think was the perfect timing for us.
Yeah, and such a full circle moment too,
Yes.
because she was a baby when you came to the United States, right?
Yes.
Amazing.
And working with her, it's absolutely incredible. It's such a, I always say this, my biggest achievement is that I found, I was able to create a purpose for my daughter. She loves what she does. She loves working, and it's really impressive to watch her.
How do you balance when it comes to business, creating products, classic and timeless versus trends?
We always want to create the perfect products, the best products. That we work probably at all time of so many projects. But if me and my daughter, we are not in love, they have to perform. They have to be the best quality. They have to have enough pigment. They have to check so many boxes Of course, we like to look at trend. And the best example I could give you during COVID, do you remember the soap eyebrows?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
So I looked at that and I thought, wow, when the water evaporates, the soap dries and it doesn't look good. So I sat down with Claudia. I said, well, let's try to create a product that will do that initial movement, but will stay perfect for the rest of the day. And we created the brow freeze wax. That was amazing. And then that you had to use that with a spatula. So the clients, of course, we need to listen to what the clients want. And we created after that the brow freeze gel that has the spatula already and really locks the eyebrow hair for the rest of the day. So we still want to be on trend and we want to watch and see what the customer wants, but we need to create the perfect products.
You can tell that you are obsessed with it in a healthy way. And you've said, I've listened to your interviews, reading your book. I've heard you say that you want to stay young so that you can work longer. And, I think that entrepreneurship has been glamorized now and people don't necessarily realize how much goes into it. Are there any misconceptions or things that you've learned that you didn't expect throughout this journey of building a brand and, becoming this visionary?
Oh my God, it was hard. Every step it's difficult. Especially for me was a learning experience every single step because I never did that. I didn't grew up in this country to learn in school how to do an Excel sheet. You know what I mean? I didn't know how to write a check when I came in this country. Do you understand? So for me, it was everything, every day was a learning curve. Every aspect of my day, my business was I learned. And what was important for me, I wanted to learn. I was never afraid to ask. I don't know, can you help me? It's the Franklin effect that if you ask somebody for help, they are very happy to help. So I asked all my clients for help and they were so gracious and they helped me. And I tried to learn. And of course, I did mistakes, but I wanted to make sure that I never make twice the same mistake and move on. And I will do calculated mistakes, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Expand on that a little bit.
So let's say we wanted 1 year to create, I'm talking about 15 years ago, to create a body cream with shea butter that was natural, sustainable, and all that, because it was amazing. And we created, and I said, okay, let's see how that will work, because being 100% natural, you couldn't put any preservative in. So we were able to sell to Nordstrom's, and it was amazing. But after 6 months, because we didn't have preservative in, it starts smelling, the shea butter starts smelling. So we had to take them back. We lost those money, but I thought at the beginning, okay, let's see how much this will cost. It could work very well and will be wonderful, but if not, can we take the loss? So it was planned from the beginning.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Do you have any advice for anybody who's trying to get into the beauty industry today?
I think they have to do their homework. They should, of course, everybody loves beauty. Who doesn't love beauty? But from that to creating a product line, it's important to learn everything they can. If they cannot go and work for a company, they should start small. Not big, not to the 50 products, small. And like my friend Amrezi right now, she started with her lip collection. I'm so proud of her. She has lipstick, lip glosses, and lip liner. It's perfect, and then you could expand after that. The most important thing when you start a business is watch your cash flow. Don't think of sales, okay? You have to know how much money we have, how every penny we could save. So cash flow is very important when you decide to start a business.
Not future money.
Not
future
money.
earnings.
Yes.
Well, as a beauty obsessed person too, I would be remiss if I didn't ask you a bunch of beauty questions.
Of course.
So I want to know, when it comes to your own personal care, what is the first product that you reach for every morning?
So after I take a shower, I have to use a serum, I use SkinCeutical. Then
Which one?
I use the Phytogel and vitamin C.
Okay.
Then I use so many creams. I use eye creams. I use SkinCeuticals. I use Research Biologique. I have super dry skin, so sometimes I use two, or 1 week I will use one brand, and another week I will use another brand. I like Research Biologique. I like Glamour. Right now, this week I'm using Glamour. I like Guerlain. Love that their creams. La Crème. I mean, there are so many. La Clé de Peau. There are so many brands that I like, but I like good creams and products that will make a difference.
Yeah, I'm looking at your skin right now. It's beautiful. You would never know that it's dry.
You have gorgeous skin as well.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's important to have good skin.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, I think that it's the foundation.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
What is one beauty trend that you would never bring back? I think
Skinny
I know the
eyebrows.
answer. Yeah. I was also a child of that era. I mean, I was born in 85. I'm 40. So I was in high school, like middle school, high school, late 90s, early 2000s. And when I look at my yearbook picture, I had like 3 hairs
You see?
on my eyebrows.
Everybody was.
Oh my gosh. What about microblading?
So microblading looks amazing for a month. And after that, start bleeding and changes the color. And then you constantly have to go darker and darker and darker. But to solve that problem, we just launched micro stroke pencil.
Oh, yeah. She brought me one. I'm
It
so
is
excited.
so amazing because you create hairs like strokes. Seriously, will mimic exactly your hair. And again, this is how I think, like microblading. I have so many clients now that they are trying to find products to cover the tattoo. And when you go very dark and changes to blue, black, or pink, it's very difficult to do anything. So I thought, okay, what products I could create that is going to create those microblading, mimic the microblading strokes. And we got it.
Amazing. Yeah, I can't wait to try it.
It is so amazing.
I also did microblading back in 2017-ish, 18, when everybody was doing it. And they said, no, it stays the exact way that it is. I mean, it's completely bled. When I gel my brows, you can't really see it. But another trend that I fell victim to, unfortunately, what is your biggest beauty splurge?
I like at least once a week to get a massage, body massage. And I have a red light therapy bed. Actually, my daughter bought it for me because I will not spend that much money. And I like to do those. I have one for the face and one for the body.
Yeah. Do you know which one you have for the face?
Is the same
okay.
pulse light. Yeah. Slim.
Light stem?
Light stem.
Light stem?
Yes. The best.
Yeah.
My daughter, trust me, daughter, when she starts researching, she was going to look and buy the best one.
A few months ago, I was in Florida recording with my friend, Dr. Mascaro, and he is not a big caffeine guy. He's a plastic surgeon. Most plastic surgeons that I know do not really drink caffeine during the day. I don't know if it's for the jitters. They need to have steady hands, but it's not really his thing. And we were recording our episode at night, and he gave me something called NeuroGum. It is literally a gum that helps to boost energy and cognition without the crash, the sugar, or sketchy ingredients of other energy drinks or products. So I have to say, I loved it. It's powered by natural green tea caffeine. It also has L-theanine for calm focus, which is something that's in matcha as well, which is one of the reasons why I love matcha, because it has that green tea caffeine and that L-theanine combo, but I don't want to drink it all day, especially in the afternoon. It's just too heavy. So this is an amazing alternative. It also has vitamin B12 and B6 for better mood and metabolism. And there's no sugar, no aspartame, no crash. It is perfect for anytime, anywhere, on the go. It's discreet. You get that good energy, just chew and go. So think of it as your smarter, faster wellness ritual, whether it's for work, workouts, carpooling the kids to and from their activities. and beyond. Neuro also offers caffeine-free options for all-day wellness support. So their memory and focus gum are made with American ginseng to support mental clarity, minus the jitters. And they also have sleep and recharge mints that offer melatonin and chamomile to help you unwind and rest without pills or sugary gummies. And for a limited time, you can get 20% off your first order at neurogum.com by using the code WELL. That's NEURO gum.com, and the code is WELL for 20% off your first order. You can also find Neuro at CVS and Amazon. I think a lot of people hear creatine and think that it is for gym bros only. But creatine is not just for building muscle. It has also become a daily essential for strength, focus, recovery, aging, and cognitive performance. And now Momentous is making your daily creatine routine even easier with their new creatine chews. I am obsessed with these. These are bite-sized lemon lime chews that make consistency effortless. You just chew and go. And ladies, this is important for you because creatine is even more essential for women who naturally store about 70 to 80% less creatine than men, which means consistent supplementation can have an even greater impact on that energy, recovery, and focus. So each chew delivers exactly 1 gram of CreaPure creatine monohydrate. It's the gold standard, single sourced from Germany. It's NSF certified for sport, which means that it's independently tested for purity, safety, and label accuracy. Momentous spent years testing until they created the first chewable that actually meets the Momentous standard: uncompromising science, meticulous sourcing, and real transparency. And of course, it has no artificial sweeteners, no fillers, just science-backed, clinically proven performance in a portable, craveable format. And right now, Momentous is offering my listeners up to 35% off your first order. With the promo code BLONDE, go to livemomentous.com and use the code BLONDE for up to 35% off your first order. That's livemomentous.com, promo code BLONDE. Is there a beauty trend currently that you know won't last?
Yes. Everybody wants to look like Hailey Bieber. She has the most incredible skin. She doesn't need to use anything. And I could tell you for sure, because I look at her when I do her eyebrows. She has the perfect, I cannot even see pores on her face, which is very rare, okay? And I think everybody, the trend started with, oh, no makeup. I'm like, no, we need makeup. I need to cover some dark circles. I need to cover a certain part of my face. So I believe that makeup will come back. More makeup.
Yeah,
I mean,
move away from the clean girl aesthetic.
Don't you think?
Yeah. I think it's starting to move away.
Yes. I mean, if I'm 16 and I have perfect skin, I don't need to use. I could do that.
Yeah.
But if you're my age or, you need to use some products.
You guys heard it here first. Who is your ultimate brow muse? Past or present?
I think Marley Monroe. I think the 50s, they had the most gorgeous eyebrows. Marley Monroe, Ava Gardner, Raquel Welch, all those beauty maven. And now I think all my clients have the perfect eyebrows.
Yeah.
Even if they didn't have or they don't have thick eyebrows, I created products to be able to mimic that.
I'm just staring at your brows, by the way. If you see
Trust me,
looking
my eyebrow is
like,
half of the size that you see here.
Really?
Because they were over tweezed by my esthetician.
So what products do you have on right now? Because they look amazing.
I have the Brow Wiz in soft brown. I use 2 colors, soft brown, and I have the micro stroke pencil in medium brown because my original hair is dark. So I create, and then brow freeze wax, gel. Sorry.
Okay. I've been using taupe forever. That's my favorite.
It's perfect for
It's
you.
like the best product.
Yes.
I mean, I've never felt
perfect.
the need to get anything else. Is there a Romanian beauty ritual that you still practice today?
My mom, when I grew up in Romania, we didn't have products. You couldn't go to a department store to pick up products. So as a facialist, I mean, I used to go to my esthetician and she would put mask on me, always made them fresh with egg whites and all sorts of, with some lemons or all sorts of or oatmeal or old flakes, and she will create a mask specifically for that day for me. And I still love to do those.
There's an incredible story in your book about going back to Romania when they were,
2019.
opening Sephora, right?
Yes.
Can you tell everybody about that? Because that was incredible.
That was amazing. So Sephora had this event in Romania, in a mall, very big mall, and they gave me 200 wristbands for people that wanted to get pictures with me. So when I go there on stage, I start taking picture after my speech and everything with the 200 people. They were all in tears, like, oh my God, you are my idol. You give me hope, because if you were able to make it, we could make it too. So after the 200, I think there were another 400 in the audience. And I could see tears on their eyes. And I told Sephora, I cannot let those girls. And one of them, I took pictures with every single one. One of them told me the story. I took the bus and they drove for 8 hours to come here. It was another city in the north of the country, just to see you and to touch you and to tell you how much you mean to us. Incredible.
Amazing. I mean, that's what it's all about, right?
Exactly. Inspire other people.
Yeah.
So emotional. And by the way, I'm going right now on a trip. And I'm going to go to Romania, and will be an audience of 800 people.
Wow. And is this for your book?
Yes.
Amazing. What inspired you to write the book?
That's a very good question. I wanted to share my story with everyone. If you are an immigrant, or if you are here for generation and you want to really do something, you should be inspired by my story. Because it's an American dream. This is, you can't get better than this. And when you have doubts, I think you should always think, if Anastasia was able to do it, I could make it too.
I love that.
I want everyone to be able to be inspired by this, to have no fear, and to never give up on their dreams. Mm-hmm. And raise some eyebrows on their own. On doing something.
I mean, like I said, it's such an amazing story of perseverance and so inspiring. It inspired me since I read it yesterday. And my last question, because we're all nosy here and my audience is beauty obsessed as well. What do you have in your bag? What beauty products do you always bring with you no matter what?
I have a lip liner, lipstick, of course, liquid lipstick actually. And I have usually an eyebrow products, because sometimes I will go around and I will fill in some eyebrows.
Do we need to do mine?
Maybe the end should be a little bit thicker. You have such beautiful eyebrows.
Thank you.
And I think the end, if it will be a little bit thicker, will kind of bring a little more balance to your face.
Okay,
but
I would have never thought
eyebrows.
of that. Thank you. I feel like they're distant cousins, like this one.
Well, it's because of the muscles. I have the same thing. My right eyebrow is higher than the left, and that is because of the muscle. And we have a tendency to tweeze more the ones that is higher. And I studied that with so many doctors, because I wanted to understand why our eyebrows at a certain age start being higher than the other one. And it's about the vision. And now that we have the cell phones, and you constantly keep on your right, on your left, you tighten one eye muscle much more than the other one.
Oh my God.
Isn't that crazy?
That's crazy. Subconsciously.
Of course.
Yeah.
So I think we should try to bring the cell phone in the middle, not on a side. Because I cut myself like on a side looking at my phone.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Hot tip. I'm going to start being more cognizant of that. Mm-hmm. Amazing. Well, thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you.
This was such an honor, like I said, and tell everybody where they can find you and get your book and everything.
They could get my book everywhere. From wherever they sell books, they will find it on Amazon, on Barnes and Nobles, and so many other bookstores. And of course, the products in Sephora, Ulta, Macy's. We are in 35 countries.
Insane.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
I love it.
It's amazing.
I mean, we have people from everywhere able to create the perfect makeup and perfect eyebrows for themselves. That's my dream.
It's got to be so gratifying.
It is very gratifying.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much again.
Thank you. I appreciate it.